everybody? This is Max here with Traders in the Zone. Today I'm joined by Andrew. So Andrew, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody watching today.
Awesome. So hi, my name is Andrew. I'm a singer-songwriter. I live here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And I'm just going to talk about crypto a little bit with Max over here.
Yeah, and I mean, so you're a singer-songwriter, and how long have you been a singer-songwriter?
Well, I started making music about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when I was getting out of high school. I was trying to find myself as an artist at that point. And a couple years in, I started focusing more on, the songwriting part, trying to perfect my ability as a songwriter, trying to incur in other areas of music, not only urban, and trying to expand my horizons musically so I can write music for other people other than myself, to expand my market. And, during that process, I started identifying myself more as a songwriter itself, because I saw that it was an area where I could, live off my music and, expand myself as a person and see other places and work with other people.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're a lyrical genius, but your voice maybe isn't as good as other people's.
Well, I think my voice is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just the whole artist part is something that a lot of people, overlook in an area of investment. Mm-hmm. A lot of artists nowadays, they want to go about a career, and, the whole investing and organizing itself is a little bit difficult, and that's where certain people don't find consistency. And I had a problem with consistency at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And something that I never stopped doing was writing songs.
Yeah. And
people always need songs.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an area where I was always fulfilling, and I would, I would be able to, attack the demand. Mm-hmm. And that's how pretty much I got into songwriting completely.
And I know you write songs for a living. You work with a lot of great artists, but I also know that you've invested in cryptocurrency.
Yes.
So how did you get started in cryptocurrency?
Well, I got started in cryptocurrency about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I've heard about crypto before, but I was either very naive or very skeptical, or both.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, I met this gentleman called Brian Hill. I don't know if you know him.
I've met him a couple times.
So I met this man a couple years ago, and we became friends. And as I got to know him, I got to understand better how cryptocurrency works. And when I got my first publishing deal, I decided to invest in crypto. And the project that I always, really, really liked, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go at it. So I went and got Ethereum.
Oh, so Ethereum was your first token?
Yes, it was. It was my first token.
And is that the one token that you hold the most, or are there other coins that you like?
Oh, I like I like more coins, but Ethereum is the coin that I'm the token that I'm holding.
Yeah, the main one.
It is the main one. That
your
I'm
first and your most. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually holding a couple more. Mm-hmm. So I'm a holder.
Yeah.
I believe in long term, like in setting myself up.
So you're not actively day trading. You're putting, the money you have into these tokens and holding it for long term.
Yeah, basically. Because the thing is with trading, I would love to do it on a consistent basis, but to me, trading is something that I have to consistently be studying.
Yeah.
And I have to follow the projects consistently, because if not, I'm gonna lose track of other projects that might come out under those projects that could be better opportunities to make a profit. And at the end of the day, we all like to trade for profit. Nobody wants to lose.
Yeah, we always like to make money.
Exactly. Exactly. We need money to live, and we need money to do the things we like.
Yeah.
But you know, since in my position, my job it takes a lot of time from me because I travel and I need to be in the studio a long time. I need to study the trends happening in music to be able to follow it and make music that goes along with the times but has my touch at the same time. So, you know, I can't split myself in half.
No, you don't have the time to actually follow all the daily price movements. So
Correct.
it sounds like you're just dollar cost averaging into all these tokens.
Basically.
Yeah, and so you're holding them long term. You're not caring about the short term price.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's working out for you, it seems. Because, I mean, you got your own job. You're actually dollar cost averaging into it, and you're making money in cryptocurrency by just simply holding it.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, where do you get your advice on cryptocurrency, or how do you choose which coins to get into?
Well, I mostly go to YouTube and follow certain channels, and through Twitter, I follow various accounts that, you know, they have been proven to know what they're talking about, especially like my favorite one in Twitter that explains pretty much everything. It's called Blue Crypto.
Blue Crypto. We'll post a link in the description below if you want to follow them.
So it pretty much explains everything that's going on in very simple language, and it allows me to know what's going on and to follow the coins that I have and their movement and understand the resistance points and the breaks and everything, and to me, following accounts like that allows me to stay in track of my investments.
Yeah. And how would you explain to, you know, someone who hasn't started in crypto, who's maybe heard of it, like how has crypto changed your life?
Well, crypto has changed my life in a sense that I view the world differently now, because, you know, the current financial system is very unstable. And people might argue that, oh, crypto is very unstable as well, but, you know, money has its value backed by something physical in a very long time. So the whole parameters that we have based money on in the past 70 years, 50 years, are parameters that, you know, are thin, like air. And so, were you gonna say something?
Oh yeah, the U.S. dollar is based on the faith and trust of the United States government, and I don't know how many people actually trust their own government.
Yeah, and debt.
Yeah,
and debt is used to create money.
I mean, inflation just came out 2 days ago. It was 7.9%. So if you didn't get a 7.9% raise last month, you're losing money.
Of course. And the problem is that people thought they were giving money away throughout the pandemic. Nothing is free, guys.
No.
So if you didn't make any proper investments during that period of time, or you didn't know how to stretch your money correctly, you were gonna lose money. And having your money in a savings account,
that's stupid.
You're just eventually losing money as well, because you're gonna get a digital number on the screen, but that money is being used for God knows what.
And what platforms do you use for cryptocurrency? Are you on Coinbase or Voyager or?
I'm on Coinbase, Coinbase Pro. I use Crypto.com. What else? I have my MetaMask account, but
MetaMask is good.
I use my MetaMask account. I used to hold coins there, but now I just use it for NFT purposes.
Yeah. And are you trying to get more into NFTs with your music business? Or?
Yes. Because I believe NFTs allow people to have ownership of the music that they're listening to, and lately, NFTs are being used mostly for art purposes, which I think it's great because everybody has an ability to create something that, expresses their artistic vision, but at the same time, if somebody values it enough, they can earn an asset that on the long term will grow.
Yeah. And so as a songwriter, are you looking to use NFTs to, help out your songwriting business or the albums you participate in? Because I know certain artists are releasing 1,000 albums, 1,000 copies of their albums as NFTs. So you can listen to them on Spotify. But you, for example, if you own one of those NFTs, you own one of 1,000 copies of an album.
Yeah.
Are you and your friends in the music industry looking to, replicate that or use NFTs for album sales?
Well, I've had various conversations with artists and producers that I've worked with about NFTs. And, it's something that is being considered, but it's something that, it takes time to develop. But yes, it's something that has been discussed personally as I develop my projects in the future, in which, I'm able to own maybe an album from an artist that I'm developing. Partner up with that artist, because, I don't believe in owning somebody's work.
Yeah.
I believe in partnering with artists and creating, but the ownership that I have in that project, I want to be able to incur in NFTs and be able to apply that in the future, and hopefully as the years go by, we're able to implement this in future releases.
And I mean, how interested are musicians, songwriters, everybody in the industry with cryptocurrency? What's your experience with that?
Well, my experience is they're very interested.
Yeah.
We've had long conversations in the studio where I have a bunch of guys just working, and suddenly we're all taking a break. And everybody's getting a bite to eat or something like that, and suddenly everybody's talking about the coins they've invested on, the tokens they've invested on, the NFTs they've invested on. What do they think is going to go up and down? So it's something that people are taking consideration of as a proper investment. And yes, assets that you can touch are amazing, because this is still a physical world, but we have a metaverse also being created as well. So you have to be prepared to be able to move around everything that is being created now, because everything has a viable opportunity.
Yeah. And so people are treating it more like investing, for example, in the stock market, instead of just throwing $100 at a casino.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So you're saying most people are not treating it like gambling, but they're looking at it as a long-term investment.
A lot of people look at it as gambling because they want to make a quick buck, but it's not normal gambling.
Yeah.
At least the ones that I've talked with. It's like, oh, I just want to buy it now, that is low, and when it goes up, I'll make a quick profit and sell. I mean, that's cool. You trade it.
Yeah, you're actively trading. You're taking advantage of the volatility.
Of course.
So when prices go up or down massively. But are there any specific projects that you're very interested in? I know you mentioned Ethereum.
Yes. Well, two projects that I'm very interested in right now that, when I get a supply of money to be able to invest soon, I'm looking to invest in Polygon and Solana. I've already invested in Polygon before, but I liquidated and invested in something else. So Polygon and Solana right now are
awesome. And do you have any advice for anybody who's watching this looking to get into cryptocurrency?
Well, my advice is do your research. Find a project that you believe has a use in the world and that you believe will have a positive impact in everything that surrounds us.
Mm-hmm.
Because the main thing about these projects is that you have to take into consideration what is the use of the project. If it has a proper function in the blockchain,
Mm-hmm.
if it's just something that people make to pump and dump money,
Mm-hmm.
don't invest in it, because you'll probably lose money, and
Yeah,
then you'll end
scams.
up disappointed in cryptocurrency and not see it as an opportunity, but see it as a scheme. And that's not the purpose of it when we have various projects that are already, functioning in the world, and there are already countries implementing it as currency itself.
So you're telling people, look long term, make sure you invest in solid projects, don't look to get in and get out quick
Yeah.
just to make a buck.
Hey, just look at it that if the US government and the Chinese government own large quantities of
Mhm.
Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
why shouldn't you buy in?
Yeah. Hey, take charge of your financial freedom. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We've been joined here by Andrew. So, what we're going to do is we will post all his links in the description below so you can listen to all the amazing music he has created. And anything else you want to tell the people here, Andrew?
No? Traders in the Zone, hit that subscribe button.
Hey, like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much.